to this. It's a long way to the ground, all alone. Guess we played for what's been found, different sides. But you know which one you're on. It's a ploy, it means nothing when you're gone. Don't blame me, my own sick grief, just not today. It's a waste of space for conversation and lessons lead the other way. It can't be changed, 'cause we are lions, we are fighters. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our eyes, we are stronger, and we push harder. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our eyes. We are lions, we are fighters. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our eyes, we are stronger, and we push harder. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our eyes. We are stronger, and we push harder. 'Cause we are lions, we are fighters. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our eyes, we are stronger, and we push harder. Around this world tonight, with the fire in our moment. All it takes is a moment. Is it fate that you came this far unbroken? If it's destiny, you wrote it. Focused, but you gotta be focused. Make or break, it's the last goodbye they remember you for. They're calling your name, go and take what's yours. Here, now, it's everything you've been dreaming about. There's a reason why you were chosen. This is your moment.
Welcome to Rock Around the Clock. Daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rock? Hello! Hey! Whoa! It's Friday! Tigger bounce. Okay, Rock, settle down. Sorry. How are you? Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? It's Friday. Woo! And I have my Terry Wogan jumper on. Yes, feel warm. Feel nice and warm in my little shed. And I've got my light working. I'm illuminated. How are you? I hope we've all had a tough week, haven't we? Let's be honest. Even those of us that didn't have a bad week, it was still tough. Well, it's always tough, isn't it? Let's be frank. Or Spencer. Let's be Frank or Spencer. Who cares? Oh dear, we made it, guys. Well done. Well done for making it, firstly, because there are some that didn't, bless them. And thank you for turning up today, joining us in the chat, having a thing, having a little chill chat and chorizos. Oh no, that's next week's title. What was today's? Chill, chat, chilled, and chirpiness. That was the one. What it is, it's chirpy. I feel chirpy. Oh dear, what else have I been up to today? Oh, I had did some business things. I got given tickets to go and see the Exeter Chiefs Rugby Club tomorrow. Yes. You're never going to guess who gave me those tickets. I'm going to give you a little clue. Just watch the screen. Yes, it was Miss Phoenix. I can't tell you how or why, but there is a connection in our local world, and I've very kindly passed me on some tickets. So I'm going to go tomorrow, and I'm going to take my youngest, my daughter. So it's going to be a daddy and daughter day to go and see the Chiefs. Probably get beaten, but who cares? It'll be nice. I've never actually been before with her. She was never that keen. Although it was really cute because when she was young, when she was tiny, and we used to go, when she was maybe 3 or 4, she thought they were called ham and cheese. So everyone was shouting out, Exeter Chiefs, or come on Chiefs, I think it was. Come on Chiefs, and she was like, ham and cheese. Bless her. I wonder if she'll do that tomorrow. That would be cute. But my eldest, she likes a bit of rugby. But my youngest has only really been turned on to it recently with her boyfriend, who's a bit of a sports nut. So I'm going to take full advantage and take her to the game. What have you guys got planned for the weekend? Anything exciting? Anywhere nice? I think, I don't think he's joined us yet, but I think Cowboy he's got a mystery weekend planned for his missus, isn't he? Sandy. So it'll be interesting where he takes her. I bet it's a mall somewhere where he can get fried shrimp. I bet it's nothing more than Happy March the 10th Day. Is it special, Rockmouth? Is there anything special about today, March the 10th? Other than we're already a quarter of the way through the month. That's depressing. Actually, it's even more than that, isn't it, when you think about it? It's like a third. It's like a third of the way through the month. Eek. Tiggers are wonderful things. Doragon, how are you, my friend? Did you see Doragon last night on Rock Players? Did I not tell you that it was going to be a sterling guest lineup? Did I not? It was amazing. There was Doragon, who is just brilliant. He's just great. He's got so much knowledge and passion. There was Purple Haze, who I think most of the time was maybe a little distracted, but when she was engaged, really good. Who else? We had Vet. Vet came along, bless him. He's always good value. Of course, we had Martinez and Björn. They were in the house. Who else did we have? I'm trying to remember now. Doragon and, my friend Choco. Chocotoco, the Colombian, French, Italian speaking, English speaking Canadian. Something like that. He's just amazing. Jealous of your Chiefs ticket. Oh, bro. If I get any in the future, you must come down. you must come down and it'll be cool. I'll have a fictitious pint and you can have a proper one and we'll cheer them on together. That'll be fun. We must do that. Everyday luxury with Indian takeaway. Oh, nice. Nice. So funny. Well, I thought it was. So you remember last week, was it Monday? Monday, wasn't it? You remember Monday when I did Rokk on the Road, and in the back was my daughter's friend Maria, lovely girl, very, very pretty, and her family are from southern India, and I forget the region now. Anyway, begins with an M, and she was telling me how some people, my wife said, oh, by the way, came out of the theatre the other day and there was a new Indian restaurant called, I don't know what it's called. What's that thing they say? What's the thing they say in yoga at the end? Oh, yeah, anyway, greeting. And she was, oh, yeah, that's my dad's friends have opened that. And all of a sudden it was, oh, yeah, and they do this. And there's all these different people from the region. Fantastic. But she did actually cook us an amazing, authentic Indian meal once. Very, very good. Very nice. So he has tikka masala. Yeah, always a favourite. Palak paneer and korma. So, sizzler and palak paneer, no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure they are authentic Indian dishes, but the one thing that I've discovered as you go around the world is Asian, Chinese, and Indian food, different countries have a completely different take on what that is. It is, they are so much built around the local tastes and the local customs. And I've never been to China or India, but I am told that if you go and have an authentic Indian or an authentic Chinese meal in either of their home territories, they're nothing like the ones that we have when we go to our so-called Indian and Chinese restaurants. But what do I know? I don't like food. Miss Phoenix, sounds like bribery and corruption to me. Could be. Ray's putting up the hands, praising. Thank you, my friend. Ray's amazing praise. Such a legendary slot, isn't it? It really has become. And I noticed, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday. Young Cowboy is doing a Ray's praise thing now as well. He's doing an entire show around it. But it will never be Ray's praise without the authentic original Ray. He is the man. Without Ray, there is no Ray's praise. You can call it what you want, but he's your bro. He's the fella. Was this via your business arrangements? Not skincare, but it was through business arrangements. You cheeky monkey. You cheeky monkey. Yes, but no, it's who you know, mate. It's who you know. Bless them. Lovely jubbly. Bjorn says business things, aka replenishing skincare products for that marvellous face of yours. He ain't bad for 56. Come on, guys. I'm pushing 60 here. You'd be so lucky to look like this when you're the thick end of the 60s. Sounds like bribery and corruption. Oh, just had that one. Bjorn is a chuckling, or Dorrigon's chuckling at Bjorn. Great minds think alike, Dorrigon. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's only because you were doing it on the show, taking a mickey. I don't mind. It was quite funny because I'd literally gone off to make myself a drink and I came back and I just got the end of it with Bjorn saying, the man's a machine. And I thought, which man were they referring to? I wound it back and there was a whole section on me. How did they know from the neck down I'm made out of tungsten? I don't know. Koala. G'day, mate. Oh, look, Koala the hamster. Look at the little fella. Oh, do you know what? When I think back on how many different pets I've had over the century, I mean, I've had, let me have a think of it. I must have had about half a dozen dogs. I mean, not just me. I mean, like over my entire life, you know, like when I was at home largely, because my wife would not let me have a dog. She ain't having it, mate. I've got a goldfish, that's it. So we've had half a dozen dogs, a couple of cats, mice, hamsters, guinea pigs. Don't think I had a rat. I'm trying to think. No. Budgerigar. Anything exotic? No, I don't think so. But quite the menagerie, it has to be said. Quite the menagerie. But I always got so upset when the little ones passed, because, those little fellas don't last long, do they? And a gerbil. I had a gerbil. So, like, if you've got a gerbil or a hamster, you're lucky to get a couple of years out of them, even if you treat them well. They're just not designed to live long. And it's really upsetting when you're little and you go out and your thing's rock solid, literally. Winstar, how are you, my friend? Hope you had a good week. I'll be looking forward to a lovely weekend. Nerds World's working on 3D Lego sets for an upcoming animation series. Oh, wow, I'm working on. So are you going to be doing like stop frame Lego stuff? That takes some effort. My tip of the hat to you for doing that, my friend. As fun as it is, I just couldn't have the patience. You watch like Aardman Animation, who do Wallace and Gromit, and they made a few movies that are probably more famous for internationally. And you watch this like stop frame stuff, and it's like a little movement there, and a little movement there, and another little move. Just like how? Why? What? The time. 30. I mean, they don't do 30. They do like 20, 24 frames, don't they, per second on that kind of thing. But you just think, how the Charles Dickens do they have the patience for that? Amazing. Eddie! Hello, bro. Hey, Rokk. Fingers crossed. The frost isn't too bad. And my local team is on tomorrow. Currently here now for my lads' training. Then tea. I love it. See? Proper man calls it tea. And then back down here for my own footy. What a fit fellow. What a fit fellow. Well, hopefully the frost is going to be okay. See, if it was rugby, there'd be not a problem. They would be fine with it. In fact, they would rub their legs into the frosty ground just to acclimatise. Barclay, guten Abend, mein... Oh, don't mean to do that. Guten Abend, my friend. That's just me waving, honest. Oh dear, Gary Lineker. Brilliant to see you. I hope you're well. I hope you've all had an amazing week. Tell me the best thing that's happened to you all this week. Yeah, you. Yes, you. Tell me the best thing that's happened to you this week. And don't say hearing my song. Actually, I've got to be honest with you. I've played it back now several times and I'm starting to regret ever having put it online. Ouch, it sounds so off key. I think, but that's okay in the literal sense, because I did say I wanted to mark progress over time, didn't I? But nonetheless, it's the first one and I feel really sensitive. And listening back, I wasn't too impressed with my efforts, I've got to be honest with you. Finished Plague Tale Requiem. Oh, I know, mate. Come here. Come on. I know. Come on. Have a little hug. Come on. I know. It is sad. I know. It'll be all right. I started a new game today, actually. Forspoken. Aha, yes, it came in post, so I've installed it and I'm just getting into it. Early days, so no comments yet. All I know is that it is definitely the kind of game I love. So on paper, it's absolutely 100% the kind of game I like. Exploration, learning new things. There's a story. What's it all about? Why am I here? What's this thing on my arm? All those things. The only thing so far that I've not been happy about is every so often there's dialogue and you can't move your character. So you're like frozen. You can spin the camera, but you can't move until you've worked your way through the dialogue. That's kind of annoying me, and I don't really understand why, other than I suppose if you go into a certain area it might trigger an event, and they're not clever enough like they do. If you ever play, I don't know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, or even Atomic Heart that I've been playing recently, you can start dialogue, but if something happens, particularly in Ubisoft games, it will say something like, "Oh, we'll come back on that," or Ragnarok did the same thing, God of War Ragnarok. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then you do your thing, and then later it will trigger again and it'll say, anyway, going back to where I was. Brilliant. I mean, but it can't be that difficult to do, can it? So that's my minor gripe, but early days. It's Maharashtra, Rokk. It's a state in South India. Now I'm glad, Koala, I'm glad you're on the case. So I'm going to get this wrong, but she said that they were something like malasala, or masalalaya, or something, was like what they were, and that there were other people when they were all kind of quite prevalent. Does that ring a bell? Because I'm so ignorant, and it's my ignorance plus rubbish memory equals complete imbecile. But maybe it's something like that. Maybe you have the answer for me. Do they do alcohol-free pints at the Chiefs? Do they? That's a flipping good question, Dorrigan. I don't drink, as you know, but what I typically, with my muckers that I go with normally, tomorrow is daughter and daddy day, we'll go into the bar, and I just don't drink anything. So they'll say, "Oh, what do you want to drink?" And I say, "No, I'm fine, thanks. I'm good." I usually am. So they have their bit, but I doubt they do. It's not that kind of an establishment, if I'm honest. I doubt they do alcohol-free pints, unless you have water in a pint glass. That could be one way of doing it. Thanks for appreciating our cuisine, says Koala, who's obviously from the Indian continent, beautiful part of the world. And I love it. I love an Indian. I particularly love my friends, the Indian friends that I have, and I do have quite a few, as it happens. Mumbai? No, it's not Mumbai, and it's definitely it's got an L in it, like Malasala or something like that. I can't remember. I'm useless. I'm just having a quick look down the list here. Malayalis. That's it. That is it, my friend. Malayalis. They speak Malayalam. Yes, that is it. The state is called... Brilliant. Thank you, my friend. That is exactly what she said. She's actually been in... She's been in England for... How old is she? Early 20s. She's probably been here most of her life, in fairness, but still obviously a lot of family in Malayalis. Or Mallies, as she was calling them. The Mallies. That was it. I love it. I love hearing people from another country and the way they talk about their country colloquially. You know, it's oftentimes derogatorily, as we do in most of our countries. Don't we? Most of us do, don't they? Most of us in our countries condemn that country. It doesn't matter which country it is. Oh yeah, don't come to Denmark. I've lived here all my life. Rubbish place. You know, oh, Americans, well, what are we like? You know what I mean? Koala with the facts. Yes, and he does it. It's a spinach curry, palak panna. I don't know nothing. I'm a food heathen. I literally would live on cornflakes if that was it. If that was my only option. I had this conversation with Mrs. Rokk the other week. Oh, Koala, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Woohoo! Welcome to Rokk Fan. Well, I am going to add you into the wheel, because today, for those of you that are new, and thank you very much, is when Team Rokk members have their own giveaway. Yes. So in a minute, we'll be spinning the wheel, and I'll make sure Koala is added to the wheel. So thank you very much indeed for joining. I really, really appreciate that. That's awesome. That's made me... There already. It's my favourite moment of the week. Brilliant stuff. Raid? We just had a raid, did we, Martinez? Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you, Raiders. Raid just opened up. See, I don't get the detail in my little chat thing. This is the annoyance of it all. Dorrigan, had a Thai man make me a proper green... There he is. Woohoo! Tell you what, Rokk, you're always late, mate. Get out of here. Go on. Get out. Go. Stop. It's always late. Had a Thai man. Hang on. Was he like wearing a suit? What was his deal? With make me a proper green curry in Australia. Nothing we have comes close to the favour and fire. That's my whole point. I think you have to go to the nation of your favourite food to really appreciate the difference. Because even if, I mean, in the case of my daughter's friends who've opened up this Namaste, opened this new restaurant, who are I'm going to go all the way back up again, Malayalis, that's their Mallies. Even they've never had a restaurant before, so what you're buying from them is their family take on their cuisine. So yeah, it's got to be a thing. It's got to be the done thing, hasn't it? Dorgan notices koala membership did miss about 30 minutes of the stream yesterday for dinner. Notices koala's membership, wink, did miss about 30 minutes of the stream yesterday for dinner. I don't know. Are they two separate? Are they two separate points, or are they somehow connected? I'm sorry, mate. I don't know what you're telling me. But that is lovely. Nice one on the 1,000 views, Dorgan. Just reread. Huh? Hang on. I'm missing out on so much here. Let me whip my way back up. Here we go. Food's here. Bye, guys. Oh, was it a takeaway? Did he say it was a takeaway? See, we call them takeaways. Whereas in the States you guys call them takeouts. But I have noticed that the young'uns these days in England, Leicestershire, have started to call them takeouts as well. There is 100% complete takeover of American English in the UK. And it's evidenced with things like, you'd go and have a meal a couple of years back, and you get your menu and it would say main courses, yeah? And then it would say maybe starters, or they would come before, and then you would have your afters, which would be puddings and sweets and cheese and stuff. Nowadays, not anymore. Nowadays, you still get your aperitifs and your starters, but now you get your main, not a main course. The main course used to include vegetables. Not anymore. Now you get your main and your sides. Where did that come from, I ask you? And listening to the young folk ordering this food, do they say, hello, waitress? Well, I would like to have this wonderful burger here from this entire menu of burgers, that particular one. I would like to have this one, please. No, they don't say that. They say, Can I get that burger there? What do you mean, can I get? American. You see what's happening here? YouTube, Netflix, TikTok. It's all happening. Oh, so won't be long before your old friend Rokk comes on and goes, hi, everybody. Hope you've all had the most wonderful Friday. I'm here to talk to you in my local accent. Ain't going to be long. It's going to be days, I reckon. It's true, I'm telling you. It's all become very American, which in one way is not a bad thing because it's harmonizing. And of course, I've always said this. When people say, you used to get a lot of my countrymen and women who were full of themselves in terms of our importance in the world, which is not what they thought it was. They used to say, yeah, but everybody speaks English. I say, no, they didn't, pal. And no, they don't. They speak American. It is the international language of business and travel. That's what they're speaking. In fact, if Americans had adopted German, which was an option, or French or Spanish, any of those languages could have become the dominant language with the amount of different types of immigrants, right? If they'd been speaking that, we'd all be speaking German right now because that would be the international language. And I wish that had happened so we didn't get this impotence that we don't have. And Dorgan blames schools and parents for the slovenly. Well, they didn't just wake up doing it, did they? It all comes from the culture and the stuff they watch. I actually think it goes back, if we're going to be honest, I think it started when Sky TV really kicked off. And what happened was there was a time when good quality kids TV was produced, and you could turn on the BBCs and your ITVs and you'd have dedicated 1 or 2 hours of high quality content. They got rid of it. They pushed it out to CBeebies and CBBC, and they pushed it out to ITV Kids or whatever, and actually they padded it out with a whole ton of cheap largely Asian imported cartoons with American voices over the top, and then they would have American sitcoms and American kid shows, loads of Disney kind of stuff. And then Sky came along and offered Disney as a package, and Cartoon Network as a package, and Nick Kids and all that stuff. So they've dieted on it now since the 80s, really. And then YouTube and TikTok and social, and here we are. As I said, in a way, it's easy to go, oh my God. But actually, the English language has been evolving faster than any other language on Earth over the last 300 or 400 years. So, it's just the way it's going to be, and it's evolving, and soon we'll be spelling in the same way. My mum is English, and she says, "Oh, Ad, my name, we just got a new router from BT." I'm saying, router? You mean a router? Yeah, well, What do you, Mum? Mum, you're old enough to be my mum. What are you saying router for? Oh, but I don't mind, because one day we'll all be saying router. I've started saying words to harmonise with my audience. You see, it's interesting, isn't it? It's fascinating. How here, man? Not here. No, I know. Well, that's the thing, Caseball. When you got your stronger accents, but you're seeing it. So in the Southeast, for example, and it's been rapid over the last 20 years, we've seen MLA, which is multicultural London accent, right? And if you watch pretty much any show, any adverts, radio adverts and so on, you'll hear the MLA accent. And it's almost completely usurped, completely replaced what we used to think of as a London accent, and what a lot of our American friends still think is the American accent because of the old shows that they have seen. But it's not. If they came now, they would hear a completely different accent, the MLA accent. And that's how rapid that's happened within a generation. So my guess is within the next generation, we will be, I don't know that we'll have the accent, but we'll certainly be sharing a lot more culture with our American cousins with that MLA thing going on as well. It's quite interesting to see it happen. My daughters have started saying lift instead of elevator. Yeah, I mean, it's, cupcakes and baby showers. Halloween's now massive, and it's only been in my lifetime. It was never that big. And again, only after seeing how our American friends treat Halloween as this massive event has it taken off similarly in other countries. Fascinating. Didn't mention mine yesterday. What was yours, my friend? What have I missed? You did join, Rokk. Yes, you did join yesterday. Is that what you're saying? Bless you. Is that what you're saying, my friend? Because I did see something, but I thought you were already a member. But I will make sure, don't worry, when we go and do the wheel in a second, I'll make sure that you're in there, bro. Thank you so much. And thank you for doing Rock Players. Please come on as often as you can, because you are brilliant. I love having you on the show. As I mentioned yesterday, I could be on there, but, I'm a big personality. And quite honestly, I'm trying to let the show breathe without me being on it, so that you can have those thoughts and conversations without me doing my Rokk Show thing. And Martinez and Bjorn are doing such a great job, and having people like you on, and Choco coming on, and Purple coming on, and Vet coming on, just adds colour. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the way the show's evolving, and we got the numbers are building nicely as well. We had some good numbers last night in viewers, because that's the important thing, isn't it? I want the guys on the show to get as much exposure as possible, because they're talented guys. It's really important to me. I asked this on Twitter, says Nerdswell, but I'll ask it here as well. Does anybody know why I can't buy Halo 5 digitally anywhere? That's interesting. So you can't buy it from the Xbox store. Wow, I suppose because they're giving it away, aren't they? I would imagine you'll be able to at some point soon, given that Xbox are starting to share their library with other services like GeForce Now and so on. So my guess is maybe if you can't right now, you might be able to. But I haven't even considered that before, to be honest. I still very much ask if I can have. Yeah, but Eddie, you and I, we're a little bit older, my friend. I even had a way to reply with, are you asking or telling me what you want? It's bizarre, isn't it? But it is a generational thing. My kids, my wife even said to me the other day about having a main. I'm like, what are you saying? It's a main course, which comes with your sides for £16.50, not a main for £16.50, and then 2 sides for a further tenner, which is kind of what they're doing. Don't get me started. Case but on Teams, I listen to French, Dutch and Scandinavian devs, and it's hilarious. Absolutely nobody can understand me. Why, aye, man, it's me, Casper, like. I bet that's brilliant. Isn't it funny how... And regionality exists, obviously, in every country. Doesn't matter which country you go to, France, Denmark, Belgium, Sweden, Africa, which is a continent, America. They all have their little regions which all have their own accents and dialects and words and stuff. So it's interesting how, we are much more international. Which is why, look, we had to adopt an international language. It just had to happen. Until we get those little inserted Babel fish, which are coming, they're absolutely coming. Until we get one of those, which instantaneously translates what we're hearing and at the same time maybe pushes out what we're saying, or maybe they wear the same thing and they get it. It's coming. I mean, genuinely right now the tech is out there. It's just got to be mass produced. I think within 5 to 10 years you'll be wearing a little headset or something. Maybe it's AR glasses, I don't know. And man in French boulangerie will be talking to you about his boulange, and you'll be hearing it in English, and you'll be talking back to him in English and he'll be hearing you in French. And the world will be a harmonious place. It's one of the things that I love about gaming, always have done, when you're playing a multiplayer game, maybe Destiny or something, and you just happen into a fire team of people from other countries, and you can't see them, so there's no prejudice, your eyes aren't prejudicing what your mind thinks, you're simply hearing them and their intelligence. And you just accept them. And I love that. In many ways, I think people with extreme sight deficiency have a benefit over many of us, because they don't prejudge people on how they look. They're listening to their voice, they're listening to their intellect and their experiences. And it's a gift. Truthfully, it's a gift if you think about it. In many ways, many things that we as sighted people have that we enjoy, but the one thing that we all do is judge people on how they look. It's kind of an ancient prehistoric thing, isn't it? But actually the written word, if you read a book by an Iranian person, for example, written in perfectly readable English, properly translated and transcripted, etc. You don't think in your head about a person with an accent speaking a language to you in a language maybe you don't understand, or even what they look like. You're literally thinking about them and their intellect, aren't you? And their stories. I think that's the great thing, because ultimately it is true. We are all human beings. We share 99.99% of DNA across the planet. We may look slightly different, and that's purely because wherever we come from, we've had to adapt for whatever the weather climates, the conditions are like there, whether it's above sea level by certain thousands of feet or below sea level or whatever. We've adapted to look a certain way, but we're still humans, aren't we? Yes, Rokk. It's true. It's the Z's instead of S's, or the Z's I can't abide. Everything else I'm fine with. It's the Z's instead of S's. So, you mean like monetization? Gotcha. That's like a written American thing. They've become interchangeable now, haven't they? In fact, when you're typing away, your Word document, whatever, it'll say, did you mean to put monetization? Or did you mean monetization? I know what I meant. Oh, brilliant. It's Crow, how are you, my friend? It's interesting how language evolves over time. Absolutely. And as cultures are shared. Do you know what? It's so true, Crow. There are loads of really, really good videos on YouTube where they would talk to you in the the version of English, if you whatever your language is, in my case, obviously English, that you would have heard in a region at a certain point in history. And it amazes me. You've only got to go back 100 years and get it to, I don't know, some guy will talk to you in London of 100 years ago, totally different to anything you've ever heard since. Amazing. And if they go back 200 or 300 years, it's almost unintelligible. You know, we read, when you watch a Bladeheart or whatever, Braveheart, and, you know, an old Mel's talking to you in his made-up Scottish, which is dire. Love the movie, though. If you actually hear Scottish from that period, or let's just go to English at that time, so 600 years ago, you would not recognise the language, that old English. There is no way you'd know 90% of what they're saying. It's absolutely fascinating how quickly, within generations, language evolves, and you know, it's evolving as we sit here. It's evolving on a daily basis. Forspoken didn't do good. No, it didn't. You're right, Koala. It really didn't do that well. Luminous, wasn't it, on behalf of Square Enix? And I think they've been absorbed back into Square Enix now as well. Yeah, I know Ant, Cowboy, and Now Your Mama Knows, he played it all the way through, and actually he ended up enjoying it. He said once you kind of perfect the spells and the magic and everything, it's a good game. So I'm determined. I'm going to play it all the way through, unless, and this is what always happens with me, I come up against a massive, evil, nasty boss, and I can't get past it. And rather than rinse and repeat, I just put it back in the envelope and send it back. I've just done that with Atomic Heart. You know, it's me telling you it's the best game ever. And then this morning or last night, I forget which, I came up against a new boss. And everything I threw at this creature, all my guns, all my abilities, not a dent on this thing. So clearly I've got to be thinking differently about this. But I just thought, oh, so I turned it off. That's the way I am. Are you playing Forspoken on PC, Rokk? No, PlayStation Owl. And thank you for the track earlier, my friend. That's such a lovely person. It's really sweet of you. Al took my fairly mundane song that I sang yesterday, and he literally played the song proper with all sorts going on, violins, strings and piano, beautiful, and then overlaid me on the top and blended it in. The one problem is I was singing off key, only I didn't know it, so I'm sure Al was playing the proper song as per the proper notes, and I clearly wasn't, so the two don't go together very well. But what a brilliant thing, and thank you so much for doing it, my friend, as well. I promise I'll get better, I promise. But yeah, it's PlayStation because it's a renter for me. It's not a buyer. I'm a renter, not a buyer. Having sent back Hogwarts because I got Hogwarts to work on my PC proper. And the next on the list was Forspoken. And then I think I've got Dead Space next. So yeah, it's a renter, which is good because it means I don't approach the game thinking I've got to finish it because I paid for it, but I'm not really enjoying it. For example, if I get an hour in or even 4 hours or 40 hours in, and I think, nah, it's not for me, I just pop it back in the envelope, and it's cost me 1 month's rental. Not even that if I get another game in the same month, which I will have done, because of course I got Hogwarts this month and I already owned it and got it working on PC, so I sent it back and got Forspoken, and brilliant news. So in the space of 1 month, I've got to play £100 worth of games. For what, £10? It's a freaking deal. It's a freaking deal. Winstar, I'm hoping for a performance patch on PC for Forspoken. Playing with a 3080 and it dips so bad. Sometimes it stays at 30. Oh, wow. That's a shame. I mean, that's the one thing about consoles. You may not get all the bells and whistles of PC, but you know you're getting a consistent experience most of the time. Cyberpunk. Talking of coughing, I just realised I didn't bring a drink in. Forget it in your mind and it will be fine. But yeah, no, I noticed I've noticed issues in Hogwarts though. Wow, Hogwarts, it's gonna haunt me forever, fellas. In South Sweden, yes, potatoes is called pantolla, and potatis in the rest of the country. See, there you go. So, every country has regional differences. It's true. So my dad, bless him, who's got quite a strong regional accent, I say tooth. So I'm going to the dentist to have him look at my tooth. My dad says tooth. Tooth. Went to the dentist so he can have a look at me tooth. It's completely different. I say dog and my dad says Doug. Where's me Doug? It's completely different. And it's quite interesting because when different people, when you sort of meet people with a regional accent, I pride myself on being able to understand regional accents and also foreign accents as well, quite well. But I know a lot of people can't do it. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Which is where technology, I think, is going to really come into its own. That instantaneous ability. I mean, you've seen how, like YouTube and even Word, they can transcribe quite well what's being said quite quickly. So it's only a matter of time before we get that kit that does it for us. Rokk Forspoken is horrendously optimized. Mudfish have dropped a boatload of fixes and updates for Atomic Heart. Oh, have they? Game of the year. Yeah, I genuinely feel that way about it. I do. I love that game. It's interesting, isn't it? How many people... I mean, you're in the industry, so maybe you have a different... That's an interesting point, Caseball. Maybe because you are in the industry, you have a different perspective. A bit like Kate Bush, the singer, is renowned for being singers' favourite singer because she is incredibly talented as a songwriter. She's got a unique voice, beautiful vocal range, but some people may not like her stuff. They might find it a little bit left field. But singers really love her because of all of those things that they recognise as a singer. And maybe as a developer, interesting, is putting this out there, maybe you appreciate games differently because you look at a game and think, wow, how did they technically achieve that on a console, for example? Or, wow, this story is so well crafted, and the pace, the rhythm of the thing, and you may see things differently to average gamers. Just a thought. And I think Atomic Heart is in that space, because not that I'm for 1 minute suggesting that I'm in the bracket of developer, but I've played enough games to know that there's a lot going on in Atomic Heart that you do not see every day. Somehow they've managed to get photorealistic textures, gorgeous lighting effects and distortion with glass and stuff that you don't see in most games without high-end kit. And on top of that, a great story, brilliant dialogue, great acting, lots of unique ideas, puzzles I've not seen employed anywhere else. I just think it's a really, really clever game. And it's a shame that I think a lot of people, bearing in mind the thing is free to play if you have Game Pass, it's a shame that I don't think as many people get that far into the game as they should to really appreciate it. And we've had this conversation in the past about Death Stranding. Wow, what an absolute masterpiece of a piece of work it is. But most people just do the first hour and go, is this it? You're just walking around with a backpack, bunch of pizza boxes. I'm going back to Mario Kart. You know what I mean? It's like, no, stop, keep going, play it through. It's amazing. It shouldn't be down to the developer to keep the attention of low attention span players. If they've got a story they want to tell in a certain way, they want to tell it. You know my point? I don't think they should be doing that. Thank you, Al. I appreciate you, my friend. I really do. You throw your heart and soul at the boss, Well, I mean, I do try and beat them, but if I'm not getting anywhere, I just think life's too short. You know what I mean? But most of the time, what I do, Josiah, is I will just leave it for a bit. It might be a day or two, and then I'll come back and invariably with a different mindset and a fresh approach, I get it sorted. So I don't abandon them all. But if I'm so classic, I was playing Wolong, which, as you guys know, is available to play on Game Pass. But I knew straight away that game was aimed at people that really, really want a challenge. Even at the lowest level, even at the easiest levels, it was too challenging for me. Which is why I just decided not to play on beyond the hour or two that I played. Now, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the game. It's just, it's turned up, it's tuned up to a different level for other people, not me. It's just not my kind of game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? We're all different, aren't we? We're all different. I wouldn't be surprised if Forspoken appears on Game Pass GFN eventually. Yeah, is it? I thought it was on GFN, or is it not? I take your word for it, because actually Al is a big knowledge. I've been trying to get him on Rock Players forever, but he's shy. But no. Gameplay, I like Forspoken. Game design and story, I was very disappointed. I hear you, and I suspect I'm going to end up feeling the same way. Cuff is incredibly annoying. I've also got to say that I'm not a huge fan of the resistance on the DualSense that is touted as one of its many unique benefits. I find I get thumb stress. You know what I mean? So they adjust, there's like a clever internal adjustment that makes the buttons that bit more resistant. So it's supposed to make it feel like, you're punching through snow or you're shooting a different kind of weapon. I struggle with it because I find, particularly if you've got button mashers, which this is, right? I find that after a few seconds, my thumbs are hurting. So I tend to turn it off. Just a thing, but it's a shame because it's a lovely idea, but the resistance, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's another age thing. I don't know. AH is technology. Oh, Atomic Heart's technology. Amazing, using Unreal 4, literally pushing it as far as it can go. I honestly feel really sorry for the developers because, yeah, me too. And that's why I have been championing them, not because I'm being contrarian, because actually that's not what I do. There are people out there who will just be, even in our community, people who I distanced myself from over time, but you say black, they say white. That's just what they do. In this case, I feel you should not be visiting what is happening in Russia on a small agency, which I don't even think is based in Russia. Am I not correct? That somebody said somewhere, if you 6 degrees of separation, there's some oligarch's money. Well, I hate to put this way, but in Britain right now, we have newspapers run by oligarchs. And they are influencing what we watch on TV on our daily newses. They are influencing the thought process of human beings. There are far worse things going on than barracking a few hand developers who are doing amazing work with a game, in my opinion. For me, Atomic Heart, outside of its big moral issues, small moral issues, is too derivative. What? It's unique, with no soul? What? Causing me to decide, how much of it did you play? But as you rightly say, not everything will click with everyone. No, absolutely not. But the game is unique. What's the derivative aspect? The fact that it's first person? I mean, there's nothing in that game. William used to say it was like, Flip. What's that game called? By Bethesda, the one under the sea. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like Fallout. It's nothing like that one beginning with a B. It is unique. It has a unique concept. It has unique graphics. It has unique mechanics. It has unique puzzles. It's unique. And I have played hundreds of thousands of games. I don't get it. The company claims itself to be global. Yeah, right. I mean, look, personally, I love the game. I don't even know that much about the development. BioShock, thank you, brother or sister. I don't even know that much about them, but I don't need to. Firstly, I didn't pay. It was part of my subscription. Whether I played the game or I don't play the game, I pay the same amount for the subscription. There are games. I mean, Fortnite, Tim Sweeney. I don't like that guy. What about the Koch brothers and their influence in gaming? What about Tencent? Chinese company. China? Authoritarian state threatening right now to invade Taiwan. And, you know, the Himalayas have had their fair share of Chinese jackboots. What do we do? Do we stop playing? What about TikTok? Owned by the Chinese. You stop your TikToking? Where do you stop? You can't just go, let's attack the art or the artists. You attack where it hurts. Don't buy petrol. Don't buy fuel that's emanating from Russia, for example. It's a big old topic. Big old topic. But no, I love it. It's not BioShock Infinite. Oh, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. I've played all the BioShocks, and this is nothing like BioShock. I mean, the fact that it's set... BioShock is set, technically speaking, or relatively speaking, in the 1930s, albeit a kind of souped-up futuristic version, steampunky version of the 1930s. This is set post-World War II, which is 20, 30 years later than that. Plus, it's actually all of what it does and all of what it talks about is very much set in scientific principle as well, which is quite interesting. BioShock isn't. The mechanics, you don't have... It's not under the sea, for a start. Yes, it's first person. You don't have the graphic style of BioShock, which is quite illustrative, quite hand-drawn almost, whereas Atomic Heart is photorealistic. So I think there are enough differences to suggest that it's no more derivative than Call of Duty is to Battlefield. You know, yeah, we're both first person and they both deal with war, but they're different games, and that's kind of where this is. But I think Atomic Heart is actually unique. You can't say quite unique. Grammatically, something's unique or it isn't. And you say, oh, it's very unique, it's quite unique. You can't say that. It's got to be unique. You know, it's either pregnant or it isn't pregnant. You can't be quite pregnant and you can't be quite unique. It is unique. And I think that actually there's a lot in the game that we'll see other developers take on in the future, and they will be derivative of it. I think it's a quiet little gem. Don't overlook it. Play it. Please play it for more than a few hours. Really get into it. It's a disrespect to the devs, to be honest. There's no fault of the devs for all that stuff going on. No, you're absolutely right. And Bjorn actually talks. Bjorn talks much more intelligently about this than I do. But I'm sure he said that there were they were building or designing this game something like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and of course we're only just coming up to, or just gone past, the 1 year of the Ukraine war invasion. Let's call it what it is. Can we talk about their water that doesn't conduct electricity? Even their science is wrong. No, it does. It does conduct electricity. I've been shocked with it. I got shocked. I'll jump on one day, Rokk. Yeah, man, come on. We'll be really, really gentle with you. I promise. You could just sit in the corner, play the keyboard. You could literally be like, you know, those guys in the cafe, the restaurant, playing out the old tunes from the shows. That could be you in the corner, you know, playing that on your keyboard while they're all chatting over here. Hey, that would be cool. And we put up a sign saying, sings for coffee, and then we'll put a little QR code, and you'll be playing away there, you know, doing your whole Elton John thing, and people can come up to the QR code and give you some cash. How fantastic would that be? Yes, they did take over Crimea in 2014. That's very true, Crow. They also, Putin's been around for many, many years. And where do you stop? Do we talk about the CIA's involvement in certain haranguements in America? In Africa? Yeah, I mean, it goes on. And what about the British and what we've done in the name of democracy? You know, it's like one man's freedom fighter is another man's, you know what I'm saying. Right, enough of this politics. That ain't what we're about. Let's get over to the Wheel of Fortune. Now, as I promised, because we have new members, I need to double check. So you can't see this, guys, but I'm going to double check by clicking over here and making sure that I absolutely know that Koala, who I'm adding in now, brilliant, thank you so much, my friend. Koala is now in the list, and I just need to read down before Doragon unmembers over the whole Bioshock incident. That would be a travesty. I better let him have his way. You're absolutely right, my friend. He's actually very knowledgeable, but on this I'm sticking to my guns because I love it. Woman's yet slipped, Clive and Dre. No, I don't think you are in there. Right, I'm going to add you, and even if you're in there twice, brilliant. There we go. Let me give it a little shuffle. You should see it shuffling up on screen. Brilliant stuff. Right. Cool. Now, as always, on the pink wheel are the games that the winner on the red wheel will get today. And I have thrown in a ton of Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition on PC. Not just one chance, not just 5 chances, but maybe 3. Exactly. Phoenix, are you ready? Phoenix is a fairly new member and massively appreciated. Today is Horizon. Oh yes, Mosi Martinez, he's got his little 4-leaf clover. Bless. Oh, he so desperately wants it. I hope you get it, my friend. I've closed down the window that I needed to have open to choose the thing itself. Right, I've got it. Here it goes. Okay, guys. Best of luck. Oh. It's that whole snake thing. Snake charmer. Who's it going to be? I shuffled it up. Please be somebody new. It's getting round to the territory. It's going to go to... Where's Martinez in this? He desperately wants Horizon. Rudings. Ooh. Is it going to land on Rouster? Do you know, I think he might get his second chance of the week. Oh, it's going to be him or Ray. Who's it going to be? Could be Ray. Could be. It's going on. Could be. Oh, I think Ray's going to pull this one. Yeah, Ray, the Gaming Cyborg. All right. Nice one, Ray. There we go. It's our good friend Ray. Bless him. So, Ray me. Let's see what Raymundo is going to get. Let's pull that one over there. Right, here we go, Raymond. Let's see what Ray's going to get. This is going to be a disco derivative song. Here we go. What's Ray going to get? What's he going to get? Ooh. Other side, hex tones. Well, he's not getting, he's definitely not getting Horizon. I can't even see Horizon. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. He's got outright Xbox Team Pack. Actually, he has an Xbox, doesn't he? I think he's going to like this for his little fella. And we're talking his son, ladies and gentlemen. Outright. That's actually a good pack of stuff as well. Xbox Team Pack. Oh yeah, they released a new game today. I'll go give him his codes in a minute. That'll make him happy. They released a new game, which is DC Legends, DC League Justice, DC Justice League, DC Justice League or something. Raymond, he's here! Woohoo! Well done, my friend. I think this little pack will be fantastic for your young friend. Yeah, POY. Awesome. When I say your young friend, I mean your son, of course. He's more than your friend. He's your boy. Yeah, boy. Exactly. Boy. So yeah, I'll get those codes over to you later, my friend. You're going to have fun with those. There's some good games in there. I mean, good games. So that's all going to be good. Ray's little fella. I know. As soon as I said it, Martinez, I thought, oh no, I didn't mean his little fella. I meant his little fella. Oh dear. Thank God it didn't land on the tricks game. Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Well, I've got to increase the amount of horizons. I noticed that we'd seem to have got back down to one. I built it all up on this amazing amount of Horizon Zero Dawns, and there wasn't any. Well, there was one. Screw my son. I want this game, said Ray. It's more than a game. It's a pack of games. It is. It's a pack. In fact, I'll see if I can have a little look and tell you exactly what comes in that pack. Hang on a second. Giveaway schedule. Here we are. Friday, Members Friday giveaways, and outright down here. Here it is, Ray. It's DC League of Super Pets and Fast and Furious Spy Racers. Wow, 2 games in that little pack. Awesome. Hey, they're good games. But yes, today, DC League Justice thing has gone, is out there. I really ought to get the name right because they have given me a code to give away. DC League, DC Justice League. Oh no, something like that in it. Here it is, DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos. That's exactly what it's called. So I'm going to be giving that code away, but I'm going to do it via Twitter. So, and I won't keep it hanging about for long. It'll just be over the weekend or something. And then the winner of that I've actually got 2, but I'm only going to give 1 away. So you have a choice of either Xbox or PlayStation. So I'll do that. I'll be doing that later. I'll pop that up on the old Twitter. Of course, if you are a Team Rokk member, you will automatically be in that draw. So you don't need to do anything about that. You could still win that. They are both good games. You're absolutely right. You've got some crackers there, my friend. Some crackers. Right. I am not sure, but I think William is streaming today. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to have a quick look on the Batmobile, on the Bat phone, and see if he's indeed live, because I don't want to be keeping you folks away from... Oh, can't see him. We do have N7 Spectres, who is doing day 1 Route of Nightmares, whatever that is. Today is raid day. Oh, this is the new Destiny raid. Oh, I didn't know it was called Route of Nightmares. Oh, well, N7 Spectres is going to be able to crack at it. Day 1, well, that's going to be difficult. Ooh, Route of Nightmares contest mode is enabled. That will put all players 20 powers below. Wow, that's masochism. There's also a race to be the world's first. Yeah, good luck with that. I think Doragon, you were going to do it but decided against it, weren't you? Cloud and console are live for the raid race. There you go, look at that. There go, great minds. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Sorry guys. Ha, Raven, how are you? Sup, chat? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Rokk. Hey to you too, buddy. I hope you're having a great start of the weekend, because let's face it, what else is Friday good for? It is the start of the week. So Rudigs and Nads too. So I follow them. Why aren't they? Oh yeah, of course they're cloud and console. Yes, it is showing that they are indeed doing their thing. Oh wow, look, they're in there. Ooh, or are they? Yes, no, I think they are. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? I can't even be bothered to watch. You know when it's finished and then you get somebody do like a 1 hour cut down version of the whole thing. I can't even watch those because you think, okay, so then it does that and then you've got to do this and you've got to pass that to your team member and then he's got to do that and shoot with that one and then use of this and I've already gone. I'm reverting. I am like, I think I am like Benjamin Button, you know. I genuinely do. I think I'm going to my child state where my attention span is limited. I do. I think I am. I think that's me. Need to shoot off, Rokk. Yeah, mate, have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to go now anyway because it's way past my tea time. And I think tonight, just to let Eddie know this, because he loves my food updates. Eddie, I noticed on the way in from the kitchen, there was recipes and ingredients ready for fajitas, which is what you had the other day. So fajitas and tortilla chips. I think this is going to be the order of today, a kind of Mexican flavoured, South American flavoured meal. Martinez, yep, I have to just play it with one of these guys once they get it down exactly. Let them Sherpa us, my friend. In fact, not one. We go in with 5 other people who have done it 10 times. That's how we do it. We are the useless one, and then they just carry us. That's how it's got to be done. I'm doing great. Oh, good on you, my friend. Right, guys, I'm going to let you go and watch Rudigs and Spectre. There'll be plenty of other people to choose from as well, of course, doing their thing. I hope William's okay. I know he's got a number of medical appointments and things coming up, but I'm sure he normally streams on a Friday, so, or maybe it was yesterday, I forget now. Right, guys, listen, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, Koala and Dorrigan, for becoming new members. Absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic. All of you, though, my wife said to me the other day, why is all this hand gesture thing you've started doing? I said, I don't know. I don't know what's happened. I've been inhabited by the body of an American preacher. It's just kind of happening. I don't know what's going on. I'll just wrap my hands up. Have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you. I'll probably be doing some game stuff over the weekend. So I'll see you then if I do. But if not, I'll see you on Monday. We'll start a brand new week. And we'll bring some chill chat and fun just for you, because you guys are amazing. Take care. Rock out.